Well, that didn't take long. Now we know a lot more about what's going on with that JOANN website. Welcome to Sewing Report Live. I'm Jen. This is a bit of an emergency broadcast, and we've got a big update with who purchased the JOANN domain address and a lot of their digital assets. So we're going to get into things, and all right, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. When you go to joann.com, now it redirects to the Michaels website. So that's a dead giveaway that Michaels has purchased joann.com. So yeah, when you go there, redirects to the welcome JOANN customers page. And it looks like Michaels is picking up a lot where JOANN left off. All right, so they put out this press release and so here it is. The Michaels Companies, Inc. acquires JOANN intellectual property and private label brands. Michaels welcomes JOANN customers with continued access to beloved brands, significant expansion of fabric, sewing, and yarn offerings, and special offers. Now, right off the bat, I think this makes a lot of sense. Michaels has hundreds and hundreds of stores across the United States, so they have the retail footprint to carry a lot of these items. And I think as a buyer, now we're going to get into this a little bit later, but Michaels is owned by another private equity group, so don't know how that'll pan out, but they're big enough that they can afford the price tag to purchase all of these JOANN assets. So, all right, says, the Michaels Companies, Inc. today announced it has successfully completed the acquisition of the intellectual property and private label brands of JOANN. So it doesn't look like it's not like they're going to be taking over the JOANN stores. And I don't know about you, but in my area and everywhere I've lived pretty much, there's been a Michaels fairly close by to a JOANN. Again, probably not the case everywhere, but in a lot of different locations, there's a Michaels and then there's a JOANN not that far away. So hopefully this can be somewhat convenient for the JOANN customers because there are a lot of Michaels stores already. So that's just one thing that I think might be possibly good for customers. All right. In addition, Michaels is expanding its fabric, sewing, and yarn assortment, adding over 600 products across new and existing brands, including sewing and quilting supplies, fabric, yarn, specialty threads, sewing machines, and more. The acquisition and expanded product assortment reflect progress as Michaels continues to reimagine the customer experience to become the go-to destination for fueling creativity and celebration. We're honored to have the opportunity to welcome JOANN customers into our creative community and are committed to delivering the selection, value, and inspiration they're looking for at Michaels, said David Boone, Chief Executive Officer at Michaels. And he's fairly new to the company. He only joined a few months ago. This acquisition allows us to better serve both new and existing customers, respond to rising demand across categories, and build on our momentum as the destination for creating and celebrating in North America. So here's some of their plans for what they're going to do with the fabric and sewing stuff. So it says searches for fabric on Michaels.com have increased by 77% over the past year, and Michaels has responded by making a significant investment in the category, increasing the assortment in over 680 stores, with plans for 280 more stores this year. Michaels offers an extensive range of fabric with over 10,000 options available online. Now, and I saw in the comments of my last video that people are reporting very different experiences with their local Michaels. Some of them have fabric, some of them really don't, and there's not a lot of consistency in terms of what their inventory is. So maybe this will change in the near future as it looks like they are making a significant investment to expanding this particular area. All right. From vibrant cottons to quilting to versatile broadcloth for apparel and home decor, every creator now has access to an unparalleled selection of materials to bring their visions to life. Okay, here's the sewing stuff. And this is pretty big. Stitching its way back into the spotlight, searches for sewing have increased by 39% on Michaels.com. Michaels is responding by expanding its selection of customer-loved brands starting this month to ensure every creator has access to the tools and materials they want, including new Brother and Singer sewing machines. So that was previously stocked at JOANN's I'm also wondering, does the Singer edition mean that we're going to get the Ditto pattern projector at Michael's? So I wouldn't be surprised, since Singer now has all the Ditto stuff, that I would not be surprised if Michael started selling the Ditto pattern projector. I think the Brother Sewing Machines edition is cool. I also wonder if they're going to have that Husqvarna Viking sewing machine center within Michael's. I don't know, because that was like sort of a thing that JOANN's had. Okay, so adding 50 plus new needle crafting kits from DMC and Loops and Threads. Debuting at least 10 Pellon stabilizers and interfacing, specialty scissors, thread packs. Oh, with Pellon cut-to-order batting coming in August. Expanding assortment with new products from Clover, Fiskars, Coates & Clark, and Velcro. And the Oliso Smart Iron. Okay. All right, here's the yarn. I know a lot of you are interested in the big twist yarn. And there's a little bit of confusion. I'm a little bit confused by that section, by the way. But we'll get to that. All right, so it says, reflecting the growing resurgence in knitting, crocheting, and other fiber arts, Michaels is actively expanding its yarn assortment by 25% this year to meet soaring customer demand. From the most skilled crocheter to those picking up knitting needles for the first time, every level of crafter can now find what they're looking for at Michaels. Here's what's new. Releasing over 60 new loops and threads offering in stores and online starting this month. New and expanding national brand collections from Red Heart, Bernat, and Lion Brand this summer. Expanding best-selling amigurumi kits with 12 plus new seasonal offerings launching this holiday. I wonder if they're going to get... I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on those Woobles kits. I wonder if they're going to be getting some of those. I've never tried them. They do seem very expensive for what they are, but hey, if it makes it easy for people, maybe people are willing to pay for that convenience, and they do have video tutorials. All right, here we go. Welcoming beloved JOANN brands, including Big Twist Value Plus, Big Twist Twinkle, Big Twist Posh, and Big Twist Baby Bear, which are now being developed as part of Michael's portfolio of brands and will be available in stores and online later this year. With many of these latest editions available now, knitters and sewists alike can shop in store and online at michaels.com. Additional products will continue to roll out throughout the year. Okay, so yeah, it says special welcome for JOANN customers. JOANN was a beloved destination for creators for generations, and Michaels is honored to serve this community with a dedicated landing page featuring the latest updates and a curated assortment of products. All right, so Michaels, has over 1,300 stores in the 49 United States in America and Canada. All right. They also own Artistry, a manufacturer of custom and specialty framing merchandise. Okay. They're headquartered in Irvine, Texas. And they also have, so they're owned, we'll get into this, they are owned by a private equity group. So I know a lot of y'all have had very strong opinions on the PE groups. And I know that obviously probably had something to do with the JOANN's decline. So, and by the way, if you are here and you've been enjoying these videos, you're kind of new to the channel, a couple things I'd like to ask. First, I know a lot of you have been leaving comments. I just ask, I do have some community guidelines that I put in a pinned comment. Also, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I'm very close, but that's something if you want to get news updates on the sewing and crafts world, subscribe to Sewing Report Live. I also have another channel called Just the Sewing Report, where I do more straight up like sewing and stuff. Also, one other thing, if you are looking for another source for fabric and sewing supplies, you can check out my own shop. It is sewingreport.etsy.com. I have a very curated selection of quality fabric and sewing supplies. I do ship within the continental United States. And this is all stuff I like and use, so I stocked the shop with stuff I personally use and feature on my main channel, The Sewing Report. Lots of items here, free shipping on orders of $35 or more. Plus, usually I have some sort of special where if you spend $60 or $65 or $60 in order, you will also get 10% off plus the free shipping. So check it out. There's lots of stuff. I'm adding new stuff quite frequently. And I think I have a pretty good assortment, and I appreciate everyone that's ever shopped with me. I know a lot of you have, so that is something you want to do. If you want to support a small independent creator like myself, this is a completely solo operation. I have nobody nobody helping me or anything like that. That is something you can do. Again, sewingreport.etsy.com. I'll also be linking to everything I'm talking about in this video down below in the description box. I do have some affiliate links, but this is not a sponsored video or anything like that. All right, so I think Michael's acquiring JOANN's IP it's a really natural fit. So I don't know exactly what this means about like the social media accounts. So I'm imagining Michael's also purchased JOANN's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook pages. I'm not really sure what they're going to do with them because then they would have like duplicate accounts. So I'm curious to see what they do with those socials because those are worth quite a bit of money. I'm not really sure because now they'll have two. You can't really merge, and it's not like you can combine the followers into one account. I don't believe that's possible. So I am curious to see what Michael's does with those assets, but it looks like they have purchased like the store brands, but here's where I'm kind of wondering how that's gonna shake out. Now, first of all, I did see that a couple other companies have announced that they picked up like some of the JOANN's stuff. So one of them is Yaya. She's a very well-known cosplay sewist, and she does all kinds of stuff, and she announced that, so she used to have a line of cosplay fabrics at JOANN, and it looks like that's now gone to Mood Fabrics. So you'll see on her website now it says that that's at Mood Fabrics. So is that something that's also going to be at Michael's, or does she have some exclusivity with Mood Fabrics? I'm not really sure. I am curious to see what's going to happen with that. I know a lot of people really like her fabric collection because there are a lot of cosplayers out there, and the fabrics are very unique, so they're good for costumes. But yeah, so she says that she's teamed up with Mood Fabrics, and Mood Fabrics now has her line on the website. So like, is this an exclusive thing to Mood Fabrics, or does Michael's also? So I don't know. I'm going to kind of be monitoring that, but now you can see all of her fabrics are on the Mood Fabrics website. So does that mean Michael's did not purchase this particular collaboration partnership? I don't know. The other thing I'm wondering about is the big twist yarn. So a company called Herrschners announced that they will be carrying big twist yarn, but then Michael's also says they are too. So yeah, I don't know. Does this still stand? I have no idea, but they put an announcement on their website. It says Big Twist at Herrschners, and Herrschners sells a variety of different items. But yeah, it says right here, the word is out. Herrschners is excited to announce that we will be carrying Big Twist yarn. At this time, we are not able to release details on specific Big Twist varieties or colors, or the exact date the yarn will be available to order. All right, ask you to sign up for your email list. But yeah, so they're saying that they have a deal to get Big Twist as well. So that's a little bit confusing to me. I don't know if Michael's acquisition of the IP and the brands, are they exclusive, or can they also allow other companies like Herrschners and Mood Fabrics to carry them as well? So like, is it non-exclusive, meaning like multiple entities can be carrying this thing, or is it exclusive? Not really sure. The other thing I want to warn you guys about, when I was Google searching Big Twist yarn, I came upon this website that's bigtwistyarn.com, and I just want to put this on your radar. This site, it looks a little sketchy, so I probably I'll show the website to you, but I would be very cautious about this website. I don't know if they just bought this domain, but this website does not appear to be, yeah, I would be very cautious. I know there's been a lot of fake JOANN websites. So yeah, this is saying buy on Amazon. So I don't know if this is just some random person that bought the domain name for bigtwistyarn.com, but this does not appear to be owned or run by JOANN's or Michael's. So just beware, because this is the first thing that pops up when you Google Big Twist Yarn. And I would be very careful about this website, because to me, this just does not, they've got a bunch of Amazon affiliate links, which indicates that this is not actually run by anyone with the brand or with JOANN's or with Michaels or anything else. So I think this is very misleading. I don't know who runs this, and I tried to figure out who owns this domain name, but that information is not public. But yeah, this, to me, there's some red flags with this. So take caution, because this does not look like this is operated by the brand at all. So yeah, just be careful out there. Okay, so a couple other things. I know a lot of us went to JOANN's for sewing patterns. I don't know what Michaels is going to do. I don't know if Michaels is going to maybe pick up all the Simplicity brands as vendors. But in the meantime, you can purchase them directly from simplicity.com. So here's the website. So you can purchase stuff from Simplicity, McCall's, Butterick, Vogue, Nomi, New Look, and Berta Style. The sales are not as crazy. These are not $1.99, but if you are looking for sewing patterns, they do have pretty frequent sales and different promotions. So you can also purchase PDF patterns. So if you'd like to do that and get it immediately. So this is the official website where you can purchase from simplicity.com. I'm also going to continue monitoring the JOANN bankruptcy court case. I know it's still going on, and I don't know exactly what else they're going to be. Okay, it looks like there's supposed to be some hearings at the end of the month. I don't know if those are still going to go on, but they do have some hearings scheduled. Those are probably a good likelihood they're going to be canceled. So, but I'm going to, okay. It says Prime Clerk is now null restructuring administration. Okay. I don't know. So that's what's going on with the bankruptcy case. Still does not look like it's totally wrapped up. But yeah, so what do you all think about Michaels acquiring all of the JOANN property? Don't know what they're going to do with the domain name, but again, they're just redirecting it to their site, which, I think makes sense. Why not give themselves all the traffic? You know what? They're also going to have all of the JOANN customer data. So I wonder if that's probably what they bought as well. All of the social media followers. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on what they do with all the social accounts. They both seem to have pretty similar YouTube subscriber counts. So, but yeah, now they've got like 2 of everything. They've got 2 Facebook pages, 2 Instagrams, 2 YouTubes, probably 2 TikToks. And just from personal experience, I have not had any real contact with anyone at Michaels in a few years, but I did a while back. They had this program for influencers that I actually thought was kind of a cool idea. And I talked to someone, I believe they were directly with Michaels, or maybe they were with, I forgot if they were with Michaels or if they were with like a marketing firm. And that's pretty common. A lot of companies will hire outside firms to do like marketing campaigns and work with influencers. I can't remember which one it was, but my interactions with the folks representing Michaels were very positive. I felt like they had a pretty good practice of dealing with influencers and content creators. So they did this thing where they're like, hey, if you want to be in our influencer program, every quarter we'll send you I think it was a $25 or $50 gift card every quarter for a year. And you could do whatever you wanted with it. So they didn't tell you what to do. They weren't like very micromanagey. All they did was send you a gift card and you could do whatever the hell you wanted with it. And there was no requirements for posting content or anything. And I actually really liked that about the company. I thought that was a really cool idea. And I was like, and I ended up buying things for the YouTube, for the Sewing Report with the gift card. And I usually did like say, hey, I bought this at Michaels, or, or I would link to them. Michaels also has an affiliate program, so you can, which is good for creators. I personally like affiliate programs. So I think just my experience dealing with Michaels, the company, from an influencer standpoint, has been positive. And they weren't controlling at all. Like, you didn't have to post anything. You didn't have to do anything. They would just send you a gift card and you could do whatever with it. So I thought that was a really good idea, and I wish more brands would take that approach. All right, so let's take a look at who owns Michaels. All right, lots of cookies and stuff. All right, so Michaels is owned by this private equity group called Apollo Management Group. So here's the website. And so it says asset manager, capital provider, wealth, and retirement solutions. So this private equity group controls Michaels. So I wonder if they have like something about Michaels on the website. So yeah, I know a lot of y'all are not a fan of private equity groups. And I've seen a lot of, you know, a lot of big brands that are controlled by private equity groups have gone under in the past year or so. Yeah, I wonder if they have anything about Michaels here. I don't know. So this is who owns and controls Michaels. I might do a bit more of a deep dive into this private equity group to see if I can find out more. So we'll have to see. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in down below in the comments. But that is the latest. JOANN.com and all of the intellectual property is now owned by the Michaels companies. Yeah, intellectual property, and private label brands. It also means they own like the trademarks, you know, if they have any, you know, IP like that. Yeah, all of that stuff. So all of the data. So, I mean, I actually think that's a good move. I don't know how much they paid for it. I imagine buying all of that stuff, they probably got a better deal than, you know, if they were purchasing things, you know, like kind of piecemeal here and there stuff. But yeah, it looks like Michaels does have pretty big plans to expand more in the sewing, quilting, fiber arts space. And they say they're going to be adding fabrics, sewing machines, and lots of other supplies that folks like us need and use. Lots of yarn. So yeah, we'll have to see what, you know, and I'm going to check out some Michaels stores in the near future to see if I notice a difference. The last time I was at a Michaels was a while ago. And yeah, they had like some pre-cut fabric and some like little sewing supplies, but it was not very extensive at all. So this wraps up the emergency broadcast of Sewing Report Live. If you enjoyed this video and you found value, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you again in the next one.